Hello, Calvary family. I know that if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. You are missed. I'm very thankful that we've been able to continue having church through the Church Online platform, but it is not the same. I miss, more than I thought I could, being able to stand together in the sanctuary and worship. I miss being able to greet one another and fellowship together. I miss meals together and time together. You are missed. And I cannot wait for the time that we're able to meet together again. I know that many of you, like me, are starved for community. And I'm hopeful that some of this may begin to change soon. And that's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to share with you a few things that we are thinking about as we go forward as far as the church meeting together. First, I wanted to share you some of the concerns that we're wrestling with. And the first one is, as the church council and church leadership wrestles with decisions about how Calvary can meet together going forward, we're wrestling with making sure that we protect the vulnerable among us. So there are many members of our church family who are older or who are not in good health. And we want to make sure that any decisions we make protect them as much as we can. We also know that it's unlikely, and I just want to say this because I know there's been a lot of questions about it recently, but it is unlikely that we are going to meet together as a whole, as a body in the church building until at least phase 4 of the governor's plan. We're entering phase 3 on May 29th, and it's unclear of when we'll move beyond that. But unless some kind of change to that plan is made, we're likely going to have to wait until phase 4 to be able to meet together as a body in the building. It is important for us to follow the law there and to submit to our human authorities. And so that's what we're doing. Now, I also wanted to let you know a few of the things that we are thinking about, because I don't want us to just wait and not be proactive as far as finding ways for the community to be together. Hebrews 10:25 tells us to not neglect meeting together. And I want to honor that as much as we can during this time. So we have a few things we're thinking about, and I'm going to want some input from you, and I'm going to tell you about that here in a minute. One of the things that we're looking forward to doing or to trying is to have the church meet together outside. So we have that space on Calvary's property that we can, I think, fit most of us with socially distancing between family units outside. And during some of the nicer days of the summer, I'm hoping that we could have church together outdoors. So the body could be together all in one place. But again, it would be outside. So we're looking into that, and that happening as many times this summer as it works for us to do that. One thing that's also been suggested, and we're going to talk about with the church council, is the idea of potentially having people meet together in homes. So 2 family units coming together, not more than that, right? We want to respect the CDC guidelines and stay at 10 or less. But the idea of 2 families coming together to just do church together is something that we're looking into. And I'm hoping that might be a next step for us before we all are able to come together to the church building, that we are able to instead first worship together in each other's homes. We're also looking at different ways for us to make services as safe as possible. When that day comes and we are all able to come together, we're wanting to make sure that we're as careful as possible to be as safe as possible. So as we have different ideas about that, or as different issues come up, we're thinking in advance so that when it's okay for us to meet together, we're able to move as quickly as possible. And we're also trying to think about other ways of us staying connected. We know that visiting with some has been a wonderful blessing. That's not been something that everyone has felt comfortable or been okay with. A socially distanced visit through a door still feels a little uncomfortable for some, and that's okay. But we do want to make sure that you feel as connected as we can make you. And so if there's anything that you need, please feel free to reach out. Now, as we move forward, our church council is going to have to make most of these decisions about what Calvary is going to do next. And we want to gather data, kind of leading into our church council meeting in June. And so, one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be sending out a survey. Now, as you fill out this survey, there's a series of questions just about how comfortable you would be with different things. Now, you have an option with this survey to fill out your name or to not fill out your name. And I really want to encourage you to, one, you can feel free to be anonymous. If you're worried that your opinions are going to have a negative reaction in some way, you're free to leave your name off. No one will read these outside of a tight circle of Calvary leadership. And I also just want to assure you, I don't think there's any danger of any judgment coming because of it. The reason I want to encourage you to put your name is that if we have any questions or if we want to follow up, it would allow us to do that, because if it's anonymous, we just can't. So as the survey comes to you, please consider putting your name down and then answering honestly, because we really need to hear from you. If all of you are saying, let's meet together outside, then that tells us let's do this as much as we can. If half of our church says, I still feel really uncomfortable with that, that tells us that it wouldn't be wise for us to even put that forward as a possible course of action. So we will be sending out this survey soon, and we do ask that you take it and that you send it back as soon as possible. We'd like to have your data, your input, and be able to take that to church council to help us help kind of inform our decisions. I want you to know that you are loved. I want you to know that you are missed, and I do so look forward to the day that we can all see each other again. Blessings.